Cloud, virtualization, servers, platform, elastic multi-tier IT paradigm shift. I hope this covers the cloud buzzwords for today. Now let's talk about the real world. I'm Jake Lifshitz, co-founder at Zirtu, and Zirtu is a new type of desktop virtualization based on type 0 hypervisor. Now when someone says desktop virtualization today, you think server farms running many virtual machines with virtual hardware, you think VDI, and that's what you've been taught to think, indoctrinated to think for years now. That's not what virtualization is. It's just the way they've been trying to do it to gain its benefits until today. And you've all heard the buzz about virtual desktops, about VDI. How many of you here today are actually using these? And better yet, how many of you are happy enough with the experience to have entrusted their primary desktop to the cloud? Didn't think so. Have you ever thought why? I could tell you for hours how server farms needed to run these virtual machines may cost so high the desktop virtualization becomes uneconomical, and how limited user experience, limited applications mean that knowledge workers, mobile workers like yourselves, can't use it at all. But let me instead show you how desktop virtualization should be in order to allow its wide adoption. Centralized desktops without server farms, without performance degradation, and usable anywhere, even offline. And offline use is actually what I'd like to start with. If you are using a VDI, a centrally hosted desktop today, and your connection suddenly goes down, you're stuck. We've solved that. So here we will be using two laptops. One is showing network activity, and the other one is a plain Windows desktop, nothing installed. So we'll start by logging in into a centrally hosted desktop. And here it is with all apps and files, all your stuff. We can launch a bunch of applications. Now, this is all running from the centralized storage. Nothing is installed on the laptop. It came this way from Best Buy. And let's now see what happens when the connection suddenly disconnects. Let's just disconnect the cable. And you can see now on the network monitor that there is no network activity. The cable is disconnected. The laptop itself transitions to offline execution mode. Now, offline use is actually more about bad connection use. You've all used wireless in hotels. You've all used spotty 3G coverage. You know what that does. If your desktop were VDI, you would have to stop working. Here, we don't have to do anything in advance. This can be a sudden disconnect or performance degradation. The laptop just transitions to offline execution, and we can already continue working on a centrally hosted desktop without being connected. We can run any app, we can make changes, do whatever we want. All we do is accumulate it locally until we get connected again. And let's see what happens next. Let's plug the cable back in. And everything we did that was accumulated is now flushed back into the centralized storage, and we're up to date, can continue working as if nothing happened. So that's offline use of centrally hosted desktops with Zirtu. But that's not all. Have you noticed something unusual about the virtual desktop we've been using? It's not a virtual machine. It's actually type 0 execution. Let's see what that means. We are now back to the blank Windows laptop. Nothing is installed, no icons on the desktop, nothing in the installed program list. And let's log in into a centrally hosted desktop, a different one. This time, let's pick my environment. And let's see what happens. There it is. My entire environment, all my stuff, all my applications have just appeared on this desktop, on this computer. You can see the installed programs, you can see icons, start menu. Everything is here instantly. Let's see it again. Let's log out, log into the clean Windows environment, blank computer. Nothing is installed. Let's do it again. And everything is here instantly. This is not a virtual machine. This is not a remote connection. Everything is running right here. This means that unlike type 2 and type 1 virtualization, We are not using two operating systems, host and guest. We are not limited by virtual hardware. We're actually running on this computer. We are running a virtual desktop without a virtual machine. And this allows us to, on the server side, enable a truly green data center without server farms, just storage. For you as a user, we enable unlimited experience, zero performance degradation. You can do whatever you want. You can connect to Bluetooth devices here, no limitations. When we log back out, the laptop goes back to a blank, interchangeable piece of hardware. So that's how desktop virtualization should be. Stateless endpoints, usable anywhere, even offline, without server farms and at a fraction of cost. This product will be publicly available October 1st. Come visit us at D60, and thank you very much.